Okay, my warriors, we finna take two. Okay, so you're not gonna see it from the beginning because I made a mistake and hit the wrong button. So remember, we doing this raw. I want to welcome my warriors and visitors to the Sunday dinner show. So today we're making gumbo. So what we were supposed to do first is throw a little bit of oil in the pot. Okay. Then we put 2 tablespoons of sugar. 2 tablespoons of flour. And then we put about this 1 tablespoon. Okay. Then let me show you where we are right about now. Okay. So everybody knows I use my little mixture. That's that right there. And this is, like I was saying, onions, red, yellow, orange, peppers, green bell pepper, celery, and I'm going to throw garlic. So I have my garlic chopped up in little pieces. So I'm going to throw enough to make 4. Okay. So I have mixed the little gravy I made. So what you got to think about, the same way you make gravy is the way you're going to do this. I just added a little bit of that zesty stuff in there. Okay. A zatarin, they call it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some water in here, and you're going to see it start doing its thing. But before then, I'll put the water in first, then I'm going to put the garlic in. So let me get it going. Okay, now I added about maybe 2 cups of water. Okay, and then I did about maybe 2 tablespoons of complete seasoning. I did maybe a tablespoon of this creole, and I did 1 tablespoon of this. Okay, so right now it's mixing, and I'm gonna throw the tomatoes in there with its juice, because the point is gumbo is a soup, so I want to make it nice and soupy. So let's go ahead, and I'll show you the can that I got for the diced tomatoes. And I'm going to end up putting a bigger pot in here, guys. I'm just trying to get it started. And them right there, I'm probably going to put more of that in there, because I have a lot of meat to go in there. Now, this is the can that I am using. Close this so you can see the ounces. There we go. I'm going to add it in there. Now what we're going to do now is, you see right there, we have our, it's kind of hot. We have our sausage. Now we did 2 types of sausage. Turkey and pork sausage. So we did take off the skin to make it more flavorful. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Now the sausage is in there. Oops. And I'm going to go ahead and stir it for a few minutes. And I'm going to put it in a bigger pot, because this ain't going to be able to hold. I still have 2 more meats. I still have okra and more of the mixed ingredients. Now you see it's cooking itself really, really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw in the okra. Now, as you can see, I'm letting the okra soak in with everything. And I did put, like I said, 5 cups of water afterward. So all together, it will probably be about 5 cups of water, depending on how much you're going to do. So the easy way to do it, if you want to wait and use your water, what it is, well, I'm using water. Let me correct that. I'm using water. But you can use some type of broth that you make up, you know, or, you know, regular chicken broth, whatever you want to use. But I use water and mostly this right here to make that season taste amazing. So let's go from the beginning. You put your oil in the pot. You put 2 things of flour in there. And if you don't use this right here, which I would use something else, but this is all they had. I didn't even see Obey. That's how serious it was. Excuse me. I'm assuming a lot of people was probably using it for like the event that's going on tonight, which is the some game that's in Tampa. So I'm thinking that that's why, because I was at Walmart and I didn't see Obey at Walmart. I didn't see Obey at Publix. So I knew that something was going on. So that's why I used the other stuff. So after you make your, I can never say that name right, Gru, that's what it's called. I call it flour. Some people put some type of browning in there to make it the color. I just, like I said, I used a little bit of this, even though the rice was going to come in it. I played with that to see how it will work. Okay. And so far, when I taste it, it tastes pretty good. So I'm doing something right. So after you make your gravy, technically, then you're going to put this in there. Now, some people cut it up really, really, really fine. But inside of there is onions. Yellow, red, and orange. Sweet peppers, along with green bell pepper. And 3 stalks of celery. And 4 of the cloves chopped up. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Onions, 2 onions. So I'm thinking about sticking that in there right about now and just use it all, because trust me and believe, this can last you a couple of days. So let me go ahead and stick it in right about now, because I want to really make it nice and flavorful. Now, you might, with the flavor, need to put about, excuse me, you might need to put about 3 more tablespoons of this in there, according to how much you put in. Now, some people might not cook as much as I'm cooking. I'm cooking this, like I said, this can last us about 3 days, because all you need is a cup of rice and the rest to go around it. Okay, and then we're good. So we still have shrimps and we still have snow crab legs to put in there. So right now I'm just letting it do its thing, let it cook for a minute, and then I am going to go ahead and put the rest on there. So let me put a top on here, you know, my homemade top. Hold on. Now it has cooked for about 20 minutes. Oops, excuse me. It has cooked 20 minutes, and I'm going to let it cook 20 minutes more. And then it's going to be nice. And then that's when I'll go ahead and throw the crab meat in first. And then I'll throw the shrimps in and let those cook. And then once those cook, I'm going to turn it off, because I don't want my shrimps and stuff to be gummy. So always, you know, just taste the juice. Make sure it tastes to your likings. Rinse that off. And as long as it tastes to your likings, then you are good. So I'm going to say, once you put all of the ingredients in there, besides the shrimp and the crab meat, it should cook about 40 minutes. To me, I don't think it should cook no longer than that. Just depending on how much you're cooking. So let's let it cook 20 more minutes. Now the crab meat is in there and the shrimps is in there. So what we're doing now is letting the shrimps cook. And once the shrimps are cooked, then we're going to turn it off and it'll be ready to be served. So let's let it cook. And it's on 4, guys. I made sure it was on 4 because I don't want it to overcook. So my warriors, this is what it looks like when it's finished. So what I'm going to do is, I already turned it off. I'm just going to let it sit here for a minute. And maybe 5 more minutes, cool down, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to plate the bowl. That sound right. Dress the bowl. Something like that. Okay, my warriors. My rice kind of failed as I put the juice on it. When I tried to put it in a bowl, I don't have a good bowl to put it in. So it won't show that real good loving look. But it sure tastes good. But this is the outcome of my rice in the middle and my juice around the side. Normally I will put it in a bowl. I'm going to show you what it looked like when I put it in the bowl, okay? This is what the bowl looked like, okay? So it really didn't look, you know, nice and presentable as I wanted it. But we'll try again another time. But this is the finishing touch. If you enjoyed, you know, doing gumbo with Mz.TreZena, give it a big thumbs up. If you are not a warrior yet, just passing through, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Then hit the notification button to be notified of all videos, along with share this video. Let them know what your girl is doing. So until we see each other next Sunday on the Sunday Dinner Show. Later.